Hello again and welcome back to the channel. Um, since the last video I've been trying to get used to this headset, magnifying headset. For some time I just felt that I really needed a bit of help with magnification when painting very small, well, smallish figures. I would say now I don't paint anything smaller than Epic scale now. I had to stop that. But at the moment I'm doing a lot of 15mm scale, as you can see there. These are more Wars of the Roses. That's another faction for Noel, commission work of course. Household troops in front, retained men in the second behind, and a mass of levy troops, mostly archers there. Just a smattering of armour on those at the back, where they're quite well armoured on the troops at the front. And also the command base that I do those as a little freebie for him of each faction. So that's faction number 3, sort of green and yellow themed. They're for Noel, as I say. The 4 gliders are also for Noel. They're not the best quality resin kits I've ever seen. Attaching the wings, as I think I described in the previous video, was really difficult because it's just 2 flat, thin surfaces. But eventually 2-part epoxy resin, or 2-part epoxy glue rather, did the job, and they're quite solid now. I mean, you can see a few marks, but that was absolutely spent a lot of time trying to get these kits together. Then they had a black undercoat, a sort of a greyish wash, and I managed to get some decals. The decals cost me £8 on eBay, and I didn't realise when I ordered them that they were coming from China. Anyway, they only took 2 weeks and they turned up, and they're really good quality decals, really easy to apply. Water slide, of course. So therefore, Noel's game, the Battle of Crete, I think. But they'll be going back to him this week with the other faction. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this. Easy Nick. I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce that. Anyway, I was looking for quite a while at getting some sort of head magnifier. I looked at expensive ones, but then I saw this on Amazon. It's £25, and I thought, I'll give it a go just to see if I can get used to using such a thing and if it's any good. I've had it for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now, and once you get used to the hand-eye coordination thing under magnification, i.e., your figures look a lot bigger, your brush also looks a lot bigger, obviously, but it didn't take me long to get used to that, and I'm finding it's a great help. I'm using it all the time now. I've used it on all of those levy figures there. This week, that's this week's production really, the levy. And yeah, I'll just pick it up. It's a great piece of kit. It comes with, for the money, I think it's a great piece of kit. The light is rechargeable. And you can adjust the colour setting. And it comes with these set of glasses. I think the strongest magnification might be 2.5. It begins at 1 and goes up to 2.5. Well, it might go up to 3. I think I'm using 1.5 at the moment, and I'm just finding that's sort of adequate for me. It's made quite a big difference to my painting, and I'm really rather pleased with it. So what's next? Well, this week we've got a nice little commission coming, just beginning. Marcus, that I've been sort of talking to for a while, he's doing the Battle of Culloden using Epic figures. So he's got some of the Scots, the Highlanders, I think, I can't remember when they came out, but anyway, I've got a commission of painting the government troops for him. Starting with, I've got 3 regiments of 60 figures, so each regiment will be of three standard Epic stands of 60 figures. Now, as I say, these are obviously American War of Independence. Obviously American War of Independence. But I've had a good close look at them, and whilst they're not perfect for that earlier period, and we're probably only talking from the 45 rebellion to 1775, 1776. Obviously, when the British troops went to America, they did a lot of cutting down, modifying their uniforms to make them more comfortable on campaign in the climates and the terrain. So very often coats were cut down, a lot of the coat tails were removed, lace removed from the tricorns, and often they were unpinned, so they just fell down to become round, floppy hats. But anyway, I think we can do something nice with these. That's I'm just going to get them in focus if you haven't seen them. They'll have lapels, wide lapels painted on the front, and then there is a bit of lace work there. How close can I get it? I think they're going to be okay, although the coats look a bit short at the front. I'll see what I can do. It's going to be a paint job, really. The backs are okay. They've got quite nice, reasonable length coattails on them. And they'll paint as gaiters quite well. So you've got a couple of hats there cut down in different, but that won't matter. Obviously quite more formal for this period than the AWI. So we'll lace around all of the tricorn edges, and they should turn out fine. So we're starting this week. I'm only going to do two strips at a time per day. I don't, that's all I do now. And I make a good job of them, especially with the headset, should really help. But I'm starting with Barrel's regiment. One of the units that really bore the brunt of the action at Culloden. I think that the Highland Charge fell first upon Barrel's regiment. So that's where I'm starting. It is a fascinating period, isn't it? The 45 Rebellion is a fascinating period of military history. So I've got 18 strips, I think. There's command strips in there as well. 18 strips, 3 units of 6. That's going to do me for another couple of weeks, really. I don't do so much these days, but I try to enjoy what I do as if I'm doing it for myself. I know that I have upcoming some more 20mm stuff, 1/72, and so I've still got that bit of variation, bit of variety, which helps. Yeah, those gliders took a lot of work. I think they're 5 or 6 part kits, and it was the wings, getting the wings to. They look. I don't know what scale they're supposed to be honest. But the wings look incredibly long. Anyway, they are what they are. Noel's happy with them. He's seen the photos. And they'll land his troops okay. So yeah, that's it. And this week, gonna have another run with this. As I say, if you want to try one of these, you can pay a hell of a lot of money for a headset. But if you want to try one of these, I just got this on Amazon. If you look up the name there, it comes, as I say, with the magnifying glasses to choice. Also comes with a very nice padded bag that takes the whole headset and the glasses. Bob's on the side now because I'm using it most of the time when I'm sitting here. Right, all right then. It just keeps the channel ticking over. I noticed I've got 1,080 subscribers now. It's taken a good while to get to hit that point. So I must be doing something right. We just tick over slowly. It's all about painting. Another thing I was going to say, I mentioned previously that I changed from the Army Painter brushes to the Vallejo brushes, and they are really proving their worth. They're not expensive. I think £5 or £6 each, which is actually really cheap for a decent quality brush. But they're nice. They're holding their point really nicely. They hold the paint well. They hold their points well. I'm looking after them. I'm making sure they're well washed. But yeah, that's been one good move. Changing brushes. I don't know what happens to Army Painter, because they were great at one point, but there was a definite slide in quality, production quality. So I don't know whether they changed supplier or whatever happened there. But all right then, I won't go on. I'm just sitting here. It's Sunday afternoon. I've finished my work for the week there with the levee. I can hear the blackbirds singing outside here in Kent. Oh, you can't see anything there. Can you get blackbirds singing away outside? It's not a bad day. It's quite warm. I think it's up to about 20 today, and it's a very nice day for sitting by the window. Windows are open, nice bit of air flowing through, and just contemplating life as a painter. There we go. I won't go on. There's nothing else really I can add for this time, but it keeps the channel ticking over, and I really do appreciate everybody who watches it and gives us a like or whatever. So I'll probably be back when I've got a couple of regiments of these finished. It's my first experience of the AWIs. I'd really wanted to do them, and I know a lot of people are using them for 7 Years' War, so they can be used for the earlier period, but particularly in this scale and in this sort of when you've got big battalions like this. So I'll see how they turn out. I'm going to try to make them look as much like troops of 1745 as I can do. All right then. Thanks very much for watching. I've got my cat here beside me now. Wants to go out the window. Okay then. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye.